them on issues of national interest and has given the slogan, Quit India. Rebranded corruption, Quit India, he says. Dynast, Quit India, he says. Here are excerpts of what the Prime Minister said, and tonight we debate.
As opposition bloc I.N.D.I.A staged protests in Parliament wearing black clothes, almost 300 kilometers away in Sikar, Prime Minister once again launched a scathing attack on the opposition.
ये तो I.N.D.I.A के नाम से आए हैं, लेकिन पहले इंडिया के नाम के पीछे अपने पाप को छुपाने का प्रयास किया गया है। इंडिया नाम तो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी में भी था। ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी में भी इंडिया था कि नहीं था? लेकिन इंडिया नाम अपनी भारत भक्ति दिखाने के लिए नहीं, बल्कि भारत को लूटने के इरादे से लगाया गया था। आपको याद होगा कि कांग्रेस के शासनकाल में सिमी यानी स्टूडेंट इस्लामिक मूवमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बना था। नाम में इंडिया था, लेकिन मिशन इंडिया को आतंकी हमलों से बर्बाद करने का था। जब इसके कुकर्म सामने आए तो सीमी पे बैन किया गया, और ये बैन हुआ तो फिर नया नाम लेकर आए। उन्होंने भी नाम बदला, पीएफआई। सीमी बन गया पीएफआई, यानी पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया। नाम नया, नाम में फिर इंडिया, लेकिन काम वही पुराना। I.N.D.I.A के नाम के लेबल से ये अपने पुराने कारनामों को छुपाना चाहते हैं। यूपीए के कारनामों को छुपाना चाहता है। अगर इनको वाकई इंडिया की परवाह होती तो क्या विदेश में जाकर के विदेशियों से भारत में दखल देने के लिए बात करते क्या? अगर उन्हें इंडिया की चिंता होती तो क्या ये सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक और एयर स्ट्राइक पर सवाल उठाते क्या? जो लोग टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग को गले लगाते हैं, जो लोग भारत में भाषा के आधार पर बंटवारा करते हैं, जिनके लिए राष्ट्रहित नहीं बल्कि वोट बैंक सर्वोपरि है, वे लोग जब I.N.D.I.A की बात करते हैं तो दिखावा लगता है, छलावा लगता है, झूठ लगता है। एक बार इन्होंने नारा दिया था, इंदिरा इज इंडिया, इंडिया इज इंदिरा, और तब देश की जनता ने उनका हिसाब चुकता कर दिया था, चुन चुन करके साफ कर दिया था, उखाड़ फेंका था उन लोगों को। अहंकार से भरे हुए इन लोगों ने फिर वही पाप दोहराया है। ये सुधरने को तैयार नहीं है। ये लोग कह रहे हैं यूपीए इज इंडिया, इंडिया इज यूपीए। इनका जनता पर फिर से एक बार वही हाल करेगी जो पहले किया था। आज हम समृद्ध भारत बनाने का संकल्प लेकर चले हैं। जैसे गांधी जी ने क्विट इंडिया का मंत्र दिया था, वैसे ही आज का मंत्र है भ्रष्टाचार क्विट इंडिया, भ्रष्टाचार छोड़ो इंडिया, परिवारवाद क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण छोड़ो इंडिया। क्विट इंडिया ही देश को बचाएगा और देश को विकसित भारत बनाएगा।
Prime Minister has challenged opposition on issues of national interest. Can the opposition counter it? Let's debate.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with us in the studio, you see the Prime Minister in a very feisty mood out there. And I have an interesting hashtag tonight. It is only one India. And the reason I'm putting this hashtag is I think because we all need to come forward and say that there is only one India. Nobody can take the name of the country and think they can get away with it. It's as simple as that. And I think this is going to bite the opposition hard. With me on the debate, Sanju Verma, Rajat Sethi, PKD Nambiar, right-leaning political analyst. So is Karan Verma, right-leaning political analyst. On the other side, I have with me Kapil Madan, supports the Congress and is with the Congress. And Mahua Maji is a Rajya Sabha member of Parliament of the JMM. Bahut dhanyawad, Mahua ji. Akshay Marathe is national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. And Riju Datta is national spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. Every single day that goes by, Riju, this I.N.D.I.A appears to be become a liability, I think that if something has not worked well, then you should let it go. And I think I have the support of the people when I say only one India. You can't take my country's name. Riju, I'm just making, you are a politician, you are all politicians. You're ambitious, you want power, but you cannot take my country's name. I'm saying this to you as a citizen.
You can't break my country's name.
You can't?
Break my country's name into dots, I.N.D.I.A. Whomsoever has suggested them, he is not a brand expert, at least they don't know how to brand them.
I think, first of all, you can't break the country's name. Secondly, Riju and everyone, you can't take the country's name. Thirdly, you can't commercialize the country's name. Fourthly, you can't, be in your power seeking mode using the country's name. I think it's wrong, Riju. I think it's wrong, and I think you should let go of it before it hits you even more.
Okay. One thing I will say today that I find something very common between the Honorable Prime Minister and the anchor and the Chief of Republic TV, Mr. Arnab Goswami, that they both are very impressed by the name India. They both like the name just like the citizens of this people. So more Prime Minister attacks us, more Arnab does debates on this topic, we will be more reassured of the fact that you are impressed with the name India. Our motherland is India. When India steps on the field to play, people chant India, India. They don't chant Mujahideen, PFI or Simi. They say India. So we are 26 opposition parties. We together are India and we believe Jeetega Bharat. But I will just make one small comment on the Prime Minister's speech today specifically and what he's been saying. I will quote, जहां विरोध और विरोधियों को गद्दार मानने का भाव है, वहां लोकतंत्र समाप्त होता है और तानाशाही का उदय होता है. Do you know who said this? Bharat Ratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, the stalwart politician, one of the founding members of Bharatiya Janata Party, which is now, I don't know what, Brijbhushan Janata Party or Beti Chalao Party. So, we believe it is the right of the opposition to take up hard issues which the government want to sweep under the rug. We are doing that in the parliament, we are doing that on the studio. We are called India and we believe Bharat jeetega, India jeetega. Kisi ko mirchi lagi to hame kya?
Okay, Riju, now I just wish to tell you that this is the name of my country. It is not like taking the name of an IPL team.
My country as well.
Please don't play around with the name of my country. Allow me to complete. For all that you think is ingenuity, let me tell you, there is a growing sense of anger at the fact that you thought that you could take the name of the country. No political party, no politician has dared to do that since our independence or even pre-independence. Please understand, nobody, no pre-independence freedom fighter, leader, politician, nobody has done it.
And they do not represent India.
Are we to say today that Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji did not have enough wisdom? They had the wisdom, they also had the humility, Karan. It's becoming very serious. I'm telling you,
those who are mired in corruption, those who are mired in National Herald, in SSC scam, in fodder scam, they cannot represent India.
One minute.
Far more than corruption.
One minute, yeah.
My India is a land of tapasya. It is a land of sacrifice. It is about the hard-working men and women of this country. It is not about these people. Where 57 are killed during the panchayat elections, and you are sitting there as ducks. That's what you are doing. You say that you represent India. You do not represent India. You are a black stain on India.
And I say further, Riju. I say further from there. I say tonight that Mehbooba Mufti cannot take the name of my country. Mehbooba Mufti cannot say that she is India. Mehbooba Mufti does not represent the interest of India. Mehbooba Mufti is pro-Pakistan. And she thinks she can take and appropriate the name of my country. Akshay Marathe, this is going to boomerang. The hashtag for tonight is only one India, ladies and gentlemen. We must say so aloud. We must say so with more and more strength. We must say so with greater conviction every day. Akshay Marathe, the country is not a trademark. The country is not an IP. Don't reduce it.
भारत तो जीता है ही और जीतेगा आप भारत नहीं हो इस भ्रम में मत रहना कि आप भारत हो
you have built your career on speaking for the nation.
I don't know why. Can he complete and then you complete?
Arnab, you have built your career on claiming to speak for the nation. You have said night after night after night that you are the voice of the nation, but we did not ever ask you how can you claim to be the voice of the nation? So who are you to ask the opposition parties of India, how can we take the name of India? Because we represent as many as 150 MPs who have been elected by popular majorities in the constituencies of India. So if we cannot represent India, then how are you representing India? How do you come in on your debate every night and say,
I have a
India
clear answer for you. Akshay, thank you. Thank you for your Akshay, thank you for the
how can Aam Aadmi Party not represent India?
Thank you Akshay, thank you Akshay, thank you for your question. Let me remind you, Akshay, 1 minute, he said something to me. After that you can come in, Sanju. Let me give him a fitting and clear and unequivocal reply that he shall remember for some time now. First of all, I have only said the nation wants to know, right?
And
when Bennett Coleman and company told me that we have a trademark on the nation wants to know, allow me to complete. I have given a sworn affidavit to this fact, so you have to listen to me. Akshay, I'm going to bat this out of the park. You have given me an underhand delivery, and I'm going to hit you out for a 6. So just watch in awe. Watch in awe and listen in awe. My response to you, Akshay. 1 minute, Sanju, I need to respond to it. I listen, don't repeat a question. I have been born with a much higher than average IQ.
Exactly, now you say you are an Indian and you say you represent India. Exactly.
Talking about the most watched anchor, we have lost 42 of the last 56 elections.
He's got to listen to me. Akshay,
that's the mandate of the people.
No, but he's got to listen to me. I've only said, 1 minute, Akshay. I have only said the nation wants to know. And when the Times of India group said, no, we own the patent, I have given it before the court. I have said it before the court that the nation wants to know does not belong to me. It is a phrase which can be used by every individual. It is not a phrase which can be patented. And my second point to you is when I launched the network, I called it Republic. I didn't call it Republic of India. And if I had called it Republic of India, you would have had the right to say, Arnab, what gives you the arrogance to claim that you are the country? For I am not the country and neither are you. Sanju Verma is on the debate. The hashtag for tonight is only one India. Sanju Verma responding right now. The debate gets more heated than
okay, Arnab, I need my time.
Sanju,
Arnab, I need my time.
This is Republic, not the Republic of India.
I am enjoying your...
Arnab, can you please ask this man to keep quiet? I did not heckle him.
I am enjoying the Bhushan Janata Party's fear and the rattling
can this
that
man
I'm seeing on
keep
live
quiet?
TV. This डर बहुत अच्छा है. Everybody is enjoying this डर. You please continue. We are loving it.
Okay, are you done? Thank you. Thank you, Akshay. You've had your turn. Now let me speak. Okay. since Riju started with some Hindi ki pantiya, I have to do my bit as well. एक कहावत है, यहाँ तहजीब भी बिकती है, यहाँ अरमान भी बिकते हैं। यहाँ तहजीब भी बिकती है, यहाँ अरमान भी बिकते हैं। तुम अपना दाम तो बोलो, तुम अपना दाम तो बोलो, यहाँ ईमान भी बिकते हैं। तुम अपना दाम तो बोलो, यहाँ ईमान भी बिकते हैं। And I don't need to specify यहाँ पर ईमान कौन बेच चुका है। ये जो 26 disparate parties have come together, they have nothing in common. I did not interrupt anyone. Arnab, this is not done. Let me finish. I did not interrupt you. Let's not interrupt.
Yeah, we have a great debate. No.
Now imagine that Arnab Goswami changes his name to Rajdeep Goswami or to Rahul Goswami, or for that matter, Rahul Gandhi changes his name to Rahul Goswami.
Both are equally worrying.
Will the DNA of Arnab Goswami change? I think Arnab Goswami, even if he becomes Arindam Goswami, will continue to call out the bluff of Robert Vadra and Vadra Congress. Now my second point. Yes, names are important. But when you say I.N.D.I.A, I will just take 60 seconds. You got
the spelling of India wrong. It is I.N.D.I.A. Akshay, please keep quiet. I did not heckle you, please. Don't try to be a smart aleck. You spelled India wrong. I was just correcting your spelling. That's all.
Yes, I was talking about your ex-colleague from Aam Aadmi Party, Ashutosh, who pronounced it as I.N.D.I.A. Thank you. I hope you also corrected Ashutosh. I wanted to remind you, this is what your sympathizers pronounce India as I.N.D.I.A. Now let me come to my moot point. Glad you noticed it, and I hope you praised Ashutosh for that. He was your Karta Dharta of Aam Aadmi Party at one point of time. Now, what is I, they say? Indian. Yeah, India. What is so Indian about a party where the key high command, Sonia Gandhi, in 2008, after the Batla House encounter, did not shed copious tears for the martyr Mohan Chand Sharma, but shed copious tears for the Indian Mujahideen militants? What is so Indian about this disparate function which allowed the PFI, Popular Front of India, in 2021 to conduct a unity march in Rajasthan? Now, what is so nationalist about a party which actually filed an affidavit in the courts to ensure that it was never known to Indian public that Ishrat Jahan is a LEP operative? What is so nationalist about a party whose high command got married in 1968 but took Indian citizenship in 1983? Yes, you've guessed it right. I'm talking about Sonia Gandhi. What is so nationalist about a party whose one jaded leader says, "Inko hatao, hame lekar aao"? After that, he's jobless. I'm talking about Mani Shankar Iyer. What is so Indian about a party which says, after the Pulwama attack, this was orchestrated? What is so Indian about a party which says that the surgical strike of 2016 by the Modi government was nothing but khoon ki dalali? And now let us talk about the D. The D is developmental. Yeah, developmental. अरे भाई साहब 2014 से पहले 9 out of 10 women in rural India did not have a LPG connection. 9 out of 10 villages did not have a pakka sadak. 9 out of 10 people in rural India did not have access to clean drinking water. 9 out of 10 people did not have
we need to get everybody on the debate.
Women in Amethi did not go to school and colleges because there was no proper toilet in Amethi.
Sanju, by the time you complete...
Now my last point. Inclusive. Who are the people who are giving a bhashan on inclusivity to Narendra Modi? The same party which says Jalpaiguri mein kuch hua hi nahi. 1984 anti-Sikh riot, Sam Pitroda says hua to hua. Shashi Panja, when asked about BJP karyakarta being paraded naked in Malda and Howrah, says ab kapde nikal gaye to nikal gaye bhai. Kya kar sakte hain? Kapde nikal gaye to nikal gaye. This is their inclusivity. Now the last big A, alliance. An alliance happens when people have a common goal, a common agenda.
I will give fair time after this. Let her complete.
There is only a common enemy. There is only a common enemy.
Is this the Sanju Verma
Okay,
show?
Sanju, now, one minute. I agree. This has been a very long intervention, even by Sanju's standards. And no, it's not the Sanju Verma show. Kapil. I need to be fair to those in the studio right now. Kapil, did Pakistan not cheer the Congress and Rahul Gandhi on? right?
No.
Rahul Gandhi every time gets the incredible amount of support from the Pakistani media. Why?
No. So allow
does
me
Mehbooba Mufti get amplified in Pakistan or not by Radio Pakistan regularly? Answer is yes. After Pulwama, the Pakistani media was cheering on Arvind Kejriwal's anti-Modi narrative that blamed the Prime Minister and not Pakistan for the attack. So my question is, question is, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to take the test of national interest and nationalism?
Yes. So
are you ready to take the test of nationalism?
Let me first
say yes or no.
Yes. Let me first expose the hypocrisy of the BJP spokesperson. She is mentioned. By their logic, everyone and anyone who questions the government becomes anti-national. When the farmers on the road questions the government, they become Khalistani. When the foreign media opposes the government, they become international propaganda against the national growth. I have not interrupted. Please allow me to complete.
2 versus 3, yeah.
Now I want to respond to the terror charges. I will ask
on this side. I'll get a response.
I will ask Sanju Verma.
No. You're debating with them. You're debating with them now. They have to be on the debate.
No,
they have to be on the debate.
Now you are unfair.
You have to get into the debate.
Watching, you are unfair.
Well,
I am telling you are unfair. You gave more than 3 minutes. Allow me to complete. Now I am going to ask Sanju Verma, who is Talib Hussain Shah, who was a member of LET caught by JNK police. He was a part of the terror organization. Now, who was that DRDO scientist who apparently and admittedly was an RSS functionary? He was caught on the charges of espionage, and you want to take a holier than thou crowd and you want to talk about nationalism. Who was Devender Singh? So who is Devender Singh?
Who is this apparently?
No. Go and see.
No. One
of the DRD. No.
Who said
did I mention?
Withdraw ho jayega Article 370
Karan,
do you stand with Rahul Gandhi, who goes on foreign land and says democracy has been wiped off the country?
No, Karan, do you have an answer?
Do you stand with Rahul Gandhi? Can he represent India? Can he represent the national concept? You answer me this.
Karan, do you have an answer to the fact that the
what about we cannot work?
Talib Hussain,
Kapil, you have assumed the title India. You have assumed the title India.
And the Prime Minister makes a statement.
I must
go to US and UK and say हमारे देश से democracy आ गई है.
Mahuaji is on the debate. Rajat is on the debate. PKD also needs to come into the debate. Please look this way, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight trending very quickly. It's not even 9:30 and 9:33. Only one India. Mahuaji. Rajat Sethi is on the debate. PKD is on the debate. No. 1 minute. I'll come to you later, Sanju. I need to be fair to all. Now, my point here is, आपने आपको I.N.D.I.A करके रीब्रांड कर दिया. मेरा सवाल ये है, क्या देश के लोग इस बात को भूल जाएंगे, महुआ जी, कि सलमान खुर्शीद ने जब पाकिस्तान के सोल्जर्स ने हमारे जवान को बिहेड कर दिया, उसके 2 महीने बाद उन्होंने जाके वहां पे he went and met Pervez Musharraf, the Pakistani Prime Minister. I'm talking about 2013. My question to you is, you have constantly compromised with the enemies of India. I repeat myself, compromised with the enemies of India. Mehbooba Mufti, allow me to complete. Don't try to heckle me. Mehbooba Mufti says, release Yasin Malik. Did she not say, Rajat, release Yasin Malik? And the people who say release Yasin Malik, the people who say release Yasin Malik are not the country.
हमें बोलने दीजिए.
मैं इनकी बहन से पूछ रहा हूँ. आपका नाम महुआ नहीं है. महुआ माझी जी, आप बताइए. मैं महुआ माझी जी,
देश के प्रधानमंत्री बिना किसी ऑफिशियल.
क्या महबूबा मुफ्ती भारत विरोधी नहीं है?
देखिए, मैं वो बात तो बाद में कहूंगी, लेकिन आपने जो पहला सवाल
पाकिस्तान नहीं है,
आपने जो पहला सवाल किया था,
आपको पूछ रहा हूँ, आपको पूछ रहा हूँ.
महबूबा मुफ्ती के साथ आपने सरकार बनाया था. आपने उसके पहले की बात मैं बता दूं कि कौन गया था नवाज शरीफ के पास, जाके चुपचाप जाके उन्होंने शॉल लिया. ये आप कैसे कर सकते हैं? क्यों नहीं? जब 2 कंट्री के बीच बातें होती हैं, चाहे वो दुश्मन हो चाहे दोस्त हो, आपसी संबंध अलग होते हैं. और दूसरी बात आप अगर कांग्रेस की बात करते हैं, आप अगर कांग्रेस की
रजत के साथ करें, आप उनको बताएं, डिबेट डायरेक्ट नहीं।
इंदिरा गांधी ने पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ बांग्लादेश लड़ी थी।
मैं फिर से रिपीट करता हूं,
इंदिरा गांधी ने
कहीं का ईंट कहीं का रोड़ा, भानुमती ने कुनबा जोड़ा।
बांग्लादेश को किसने मदद की?
भानुमती का कुनबा है।
आप अगर
भानुमती के कुनबे को आप भारत का नाम दे रही हैं।
पार्टी की विश्वसनीयता पर अगर शक करते हैं तो आप पहले
हाथ रख के बोलिए कि
71 की कहानी को याद कीजिए कि इंदिरा गांधी ने किसको मदद की थी? पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ उन्होंने बांग्लादेश का निर्माण कराया था, वहां के मुक्ति
कांग्रेस का रिमोट, कांग्रेस अपने पास रिमोट कंट्रोल रखती है, सरकार आप चला नहीं पा रहे हैं।
आज आप सवाल उठा रहे हैं,
आप विकास के बारे में बात करेंगे,
आप क्यों भूल रहे हैं?
लेट मी कम बैक टू द डेवलपमेंटल क्वेश्चन। अर्नब,
मेरी बात सुनिए, आपको खटकती नहीं है, आप मुझे बताइए, एक मिनट, आपको
जान गई थी।
Why do you have questions for me and not for them?
30 लाख पीपल की जान गई थी उस वॉर में, आपको पता होगा ना। बांग्लादेश
First of all, I can't listen to two people
मारे गए थे बांग्लादेश मुक्ति संग्राम में, और उस समय इंदिरा गांधी ने बांग्लादेश को सपोर्ट किया था, न कि पाकिस्तान को। तो आज आप उस पर क्यों सवाल उठा रहे हैं?
आज आप अभी जो बात करिए ना, मैं आपको
आप सवाल उठा रहे हैं ना
यहाँ पर एक से एक आप विकास के बारे में बात करती हैं ना।
आप
बोल रहे थे लोग, इट बैकफायर्ड बिग टाइम। इंडिया इज इंदिरा इज इंडिया, द एरोगेंस ऑफ इट।
आपको प्रधानमंत्री का बयान याद करा दूं, जो वो अपनी पीठ खुद ही थपथपा रहे थे और बोल रहे थे कि एक अकेला सब पे भारी। उसके बाद उनका नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट बोल रहा है कि 38 प्रेसिडेंट का कॉन्फर्मेशन आ गया पार्टियों का। तो आपको 38 क्यों चाहिए?
आप इंडिया cannot be about nepotism and corruption.
Let me get PKD. Okay. Couple, 1 minute. Couple, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. PKD. I want to bring in debate back on track. I want to get PKD, and then I'll get a bigger response on this. Viewers, first of all, I say only one India. India is my country. India is not a group of selfish political parties. One. India is not a company. India is not an IP. India is not a trademark. Those who are making it so are insulting the country. Only one India. Question is, if you say I am India, then I will put you to the test of nationalism. And I want to ask PKD, Rahul Gandhi signed a secret MOU with the Chinese Communist Party in 2008 in very mysterious circumstances. If you say I am the country, I want to know what was in that MOU. Am I right to demand? Am I right to demand?
2018, absolutely. When the Doklam crisis was unfolding, they were just having a one-on-one meeting with the ambassador of China. So, what were they discussing? Their interests, especially of Rahul Gandhi, correct. Every single visit outside this country can be called.
No, you can't. PKD, this way. PKD, this way. Yeah,
okay.
PKD.
See, one thing we are making a biggest mistake is that giving too much of importance to this India, hyphen whatever you call it. I think they don't even deserve to be called as India, to be as discussed. It's a bunch of people who are corrupt, who cannot even pronounce the full meaning of what the India represents for themselves, what they have created for themselves. As a brand, when you are creating and as opposition unity, you are made one of the biggest blunder. That is, you are making India belongs to every Indian. Arnab, Rajat, PKD and Kapil, everybody, the India belongs to each one of us. As you rightly said, that only one India. How can you break my India into multiple pieces as an incredible India? How can you do this? And a corrupt people coming together. Imagine Sitaram Yechuri and Mamata Banerjee sitting together and having a cup of tea or having a meal together. Or Arvind Kejriwal and Lalu Prasad Yadav is sitting today is doing it. And what kind of an alliance is this?
Okay, Rajat. Let Rajat and then I'm going. Let me hear Rajat.
Rajat has been saying this needs to be parsed before the nation. What he has said is really important. You know, they are trying to digress. The entire agenda
agenda of choosing this name as India was a very sharp, acute strategy which they made. They want to digress away, do a whitewash on all their previous sins. They were like, we want to have a new start, let us have a new name, and let us do away with UPA. But this rebranding exercise is a shallow exercise on politics. These people do not have the right interests of this country in their mind and their heart, and this is the reason this is going to be a flop show, and the common public do not discount their intelligence. You do a survey, Arnab, let Republic TV do that. Ask common people, understand what do they...
Rajat, one minute. I want the Trinamool Congress to come into the debate. I want Sanju, 1 minute. I want Sanju on the debate, Kapil on the debate. 1 minute. Trinamool, and Rajat.
Do you know that the name of Veerappan, when you hear the name Veerappan, what is that comes into your mind? The Daku, the one who goes and kills the people. What is the real meaning of Veerappan? The real Veer means the Kartikeya Bhagavan. The Appan means the father. So that means it's the name of the Lord Shiva. So you may name somebody that does not make him to be a pure man.
I take you. I just singularly, Mahoji, I'll come to you. Singularly, we should take it. 1 minute, Sanju. We will take it through the test. And I have mentioned who I want on both sides. Sandeep Dikshit of the Congress party called the Army Chief Bipin Rawat Sadak Ka Gunda. I don't think they deserve to take the name India. Akhilesh tried to divide the army, right? Saying soldiers from UP, Bihar, MP, South India have been killed. Why is there not one soldier from Gujarat? I don't think they deserve to take the name India, right? Kodiyeri Balakrishnan, CPM leader, was spewing filth and fear-mongering about women being in danger from the Indian army. They think they can correct and cover up all these sins, saying overnight that we are the country. And Kapil, you are here. I'm telling you, Riju. And Rahul Gandhi says India is not a nation.
Yeah, it's just
Rahul Gandhi says India is not a nation.
The concept of India.
One minute. Rahul Gandhi said India is not a nation. Akshay Marathe is on the debate with the Trinamool Congress and Sanju on the one side, along with Karan Verma on the other side. And I really want to know why Akshay, you are avoiding a debate on nationalism. I think we should have a debate on nationalism. When Manishankar Iyer is egging on Shaheen Bagh, it is not nationalism. When the AAP is enabling blockades in the capital by providing Wi-Fi hotspots on the Singhu border, it is not nationalism. When Amanatullah Khan is egging on violence in Shaheen Bagh that escalates to the Delhi riots, Akshay Marathe, it is not nationalism, and hence either say we have failed the test of nationalism but we will claim to be the country. If you fail the test of nationalism, how can you claim to be the country, Akshay Marathe? Answer that now.
It is not nationalism. It is not nationalism when Manipur is burning for 3 months and our Prime Minister is roaming the whole world and going around saying India is such a great country, but his own government has failed.
You don't want peace in Manipur.
His government
you form an alliance with DMC when 57 are dead in the Punjab.
What happened about this promise for internal security? The Brij Bhushan Janata Party had promised to secure India, but they have failed miserably. Their Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who is an MP in their party, he goes around molesting our sportspersons, but they are the nationalists. You don't have any questions for them. Their minister has himself admitted that his house was burned in Manipur. Their own MLA has said that their government has failed. Their own governor has said that for the last 3 months people are not being able to step out of their street. But you are saying that they are nationalists and Aam Aadmi Party.
They will preach us about property.
What is happening in this country today? We have a government who is claiming to be the protector of the people of India. But instead of answering questions,
just a minute, Kapil.
They have abrogated their entire responsibility. They don't answer questions in Parliament, but they wear the label of...
I think, Riju, listen to me. My question to Riju now. My question to Riju and Akshay Marathe. Riju, okay, Akshay.
Hypocritical party.
You said hum to Goa jeetenge.
Akshay,
You got these 2 seats in
Akshay,
Goa.
Arnab, what is
my
this
God,
shouting match going on?
Riju and Mahua Maji are on the debate right now, and I'm trying to get everyone in. Therefore, I'm going to Rajat and PKD on the other side. I ask you with all sincerity, I ask you with all seriousness, my friend Riju, listen to me. 4 months ago, Rahul Baba went to Cambridge, and he said the soldiers were killed by a car bomber. He said the soldiers were killed by a car bomber. He wouldn't even call it a Pakistani terror attack. You cannot claim to be the country. If you hadn't done these things, you could have had a chance even then, no.
Are you done?
My question, Riju, Randeep Surjewala said, homegrown so-called terrorists. You got the point. Yes, Riju.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I'm not in the studio, so all this shouting, it makes it very difficult. I have 2 pertinent questions to ask. Sanjuji was talking about changing.
Will you not answer what I said?
It does not change. So Jansangh changed to can I please let me speak here, please. Jansangh changed to Bharatiya Janata Party. So what does the name means? Bharatiya Janata Party. That means anybody who's followers of BJP are Bhartiyas and the Jantas of this.
Sanju,
on the screen. Even a factually correct example.
Sanju and nationalism.
So were you fighting against Bharat? When you were fighting against BJP? Is that your logic?
There was a wing which formed and created BJP. Go read history. This is basic history.
He will not read history. He is delusional.
Does he not understand? I am outside the studio.
Please don't do name calling. Your history first before you do name calling.
That I am outside on a Wi-Fi connection. This fool needs to understand that.
What can I do about it?
Lost your connection with people.
Remember your history, not about Wi-Fi. Learn your history first.
You've lost your connection with people also, just so you know.
You're not worth my time.
Okay, calm down, Riju. Okay, let him complete. Riju, no. Okay, let him complete. Let's not complete. I let him. No, he has to complete. He has to complete, and then I'll come to you. I'm going to extend it, but he must be allowed to complete. Yeah. Sanju, I will allow you to make your point after he completes. Please, let's all be calm and composed. Yes, quickly, please.
And the second point. So BJP from Jansangh has not changed its DNA. They have not carried the tricolor of this nation for 40 years. They have not raised it. And now they are nationalist parties and we are not.
But I don't know. Riju, I have a question. Riju, I'm sorry. Riju, you see, Riju, on a serious note,
does Narendra Modi think
on a serious note, next time I must address your Wi-Fi connection. Maybe your Wi-Fi connection will give me an answer because you didn't.
Arnab has lost his connection with people also.
Okay, now Sanju is responding after that. Sanju's on. Louder. Both sides.
Post-poll violence in Bengal and your Mamata Banerjee says sab changa si. Ram Navami violence and your Mamata Banerjee says sab changa si. Hansapuri gang rape and your Mamata Banerjee says sab changa si. Jalpaiguri gang rape and your Mamata Banerjee says.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, using the hashtag only one India. I'm running short of time. I'm running short of time for tonight. And Sumita Biswas says, love the hashtag Arnab. Thank you very much. Major Roshan, Hindu nationalist, says the doubtful credentials of the so-called members of the I.N.D.I.A. We have Sachin who says you don't become India by renaming your alliance. You have Rishabh Kumar Singh says nation first, no compromise. You have Ishika says Bharat knows. It's true that changing your name won't change your game, etc., etc. Overwhelming support, ladies and gentlemen, for the hashtag. We keep it going. Mahua Maji, sorry I couldn't give you enough time tonight, but I thank you all for joining me on this debate, ladies and gentlemen. And when I come back on the other side, the eternal question, when you don't have the money, why do you promise freebies? Is a question right now that is being asked as DK Shivkumar says, we're running out of money. Where did the money go? It's just been a few weeks. When I come back.
The Amity MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B-School Survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today. To apply, visit amity.edu.
The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The Chief Minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally. The government of India is ready for a discussion on what appears to be a great pressing matter of national security. Let a debate happen. But I have never heard of a situation where you don't let a debate happen and block Parliament to not have a debate. But when the pro-Khalistani elements tried to bring down the tricolour in the Red Fort, when the consequences became too dangerous to own up for, that is when they do not want to speak a word. If you do not understand the complexities of the Northeast, then enter into a debate on it. Let there be a demand for a proper debate, not just on Manipur, but the entire Northeastern Parliament, and let that be a debate that continues till we find some kind of an intellectual resolution. But do not play with the sentiments of the people of the Northeast. Do not play with the national security. These are complex issues. They require deep and immediate solutions. The issue in Manipur is very complex. The horror of the video in which the women are paraded naked and the gang rape on these women has shaken the entire nation. I call for unity in our national response. There are 36 terrorist groups in Manipur, all of them fully armed. The same people who are calling for greater army presence and central intervention now are the same people who want the powers of the army always curtailed. And now they say, send in the army. There is a Chinese angle. Hundreds, thousands of Chinese arms are entering Manipur. The Congress, which ensured decades of endless bloodshed in the Northeast, has no right to lecture us today. If the opposition had been in power in Manipur, if Manipur would have been an opposition ruled state, the centre would have probably thought of imposing 365 by now. The centre and the state government have made a series of mistakes. They need to stop now. The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The Chief Minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally. The government of India is ready for a discussion on what appears to be a great pressing matter of national security. Let a debate happen. But I have never heard of a situation where you don't let a debate happen and block Parliament to not have a debate. But when the pro-Khalistani elements tried to bring down the tricolour in the Red Fort, when the consequences became too dangerous to own up for, that is when they do not want to speak a word. If you do not understand the complexities of the Northeast, then enter into a debate on it. Let there be a demand for a proper debate, not just on Manipur, but the entire Northeastern Parliament, and let that be a debate that continues till we find some kind of an intellectual resolution. But do not play with the sentiments of the people of the Northeast. Do not play with the national security. These are complex issues. They require deep and immediate solutions.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
सीमी बन गया PFI, यानी पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया। नाम नया, नाम में फिर इंडिया, लेकिन काम वही पुराना।
The I.N.D.I.A MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B School Survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today.
To apply, visit amity.edu.
The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The chief minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally. The government of India is ready for a discussion on what appears to be a great pressing matter of national security. Let a debate happen. But I have never heard of a situation where you don't let a debate happen and block parliament to not have a debate. But when the pro-Khalistani elements tried to bring down the tricolor in the Red Fort, when the consequences became too dangerous to own up for, that is when they do not want to speak a word. If you do not understand the complexities of the Northeast, then enter into a debate on it. Let there be a demand for a proper debate, not just on Manipur, but the entire Northeastern Parliament, and let that be a debate that continues till we find some kind of an intellectual resolution. But do not play with the sentiments of the people of the Northeast. Do not play with the national security. These are complex issues. They require deep and immediate solutions. The issue in Manipur is very complex. The horror of the video in which the women are paraded naked and the gang rape on these women has shaken the entire nation. I call for unity in our national response. There are 36 terrorist groups in Manipur, all of them fully armed. The same people who are calling for greater army presence and central intervention now are the same people who won the powers of the army always curtailed. And now they say, send in the army. There is a Chinese angle. Hundreds, thousands of Chinese arms are entering Manipur. The Congress, which ensured decades of endless bloodshed in the Northeast, has no right to lecture us today. If the opposition had been in power in Manipur, if Manipur would have been an opposition ruled state, the centre would have probably thought of imposing 365 by now. The centre and the state government have made a series of mistakes. They need to stop now. The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The chief minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally. The government of India is ready for a discussion on what appears to be a great pressing matter of national security. Let a debate happen. But I have never heard of a situation where you don't let a debate happen and block parliament to not have a debate. But when the pro-Khalistani elements tried to bring down the tricolor in the Red Fort, when the consequences became too dangerous to own up for, that is when they do not want to speak a word. If you do not understand the complexities of the Northeast, then enter into a debate on it. Let there be a demand for a proper debate, not just on Manipur, but the entire Northeastern Parliament, and let that be a debate that continues till we find some kind of a...
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
हमने एंड में ये बोला था कि इस समय ऑनरेबल कोर्ट को कमीशन जारी करना चाहिए और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के ऑर्डर में कोई इन्फॉर्मिटी नहीं, कोई गलती नहीं है। माननीय न्यायालय ने आज दोनों पक्षों को सुनने के बाद इस मामले में अपना फैसला सुरक्षित रखा है और फैसला 3 अगस्त को सुनाया जाएगा।
The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The chief minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally. The government of India is ready for a discussion on what appears to be a great pressing matter of national security. Let a debate happen. But I have never heard of a situation where you don't let a debate happen and block parliament to not have a debate. But when the pro-Khalistani elements tried to bring down the tricolor in the Red Fort, when the consequences became too dangerous to own up for, that is when they do not want to speak a word. If you do not understand the complexities of the Northeast, then enter into a debate on it. Let there be a demand for a proper debate, not just on Manipur, but the entire Northeastern Parliament, and let that be a debate that continues, kind of an intellectual resolution, but do not play with the sentiments of the people of the Northeast. Do not play with the national security. These are complex issues. They require deep and immediate solutions. The issue in Manipur is very complex. The horror of the video in which the women are paraded naked and the gang rape.
Is it time the Gyanvapi truth is known? Won't survey ensure Gyanvapi truth? Who doesn't want Gyanvapi truth out? Arnab debates at 10 p.m.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Quick Heal and Green Lamb Laminates.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for the nation's sharpest opinion, where I do some plain speaking, and I never pull my punches. Actually, I never do, but certainly not in this segment. Now, the issue tonight is about the Gyanvapi truth. The question is where a temple existed, where a mosque exists. The question is whether Hindus have a right to worship there. The question is whether all religions can pray together amicably. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is whether religions can coexist. The question is, ladies and gentlemen, whether a mandir and masjid can exist next to each other. The question is whether, if we are truly secular, we should not just try and erase the past. And the question also is that if this is indeed, if scientifically it is proven, if technically it is proven, if with forensic evidence it is proven that this has indeed been an ancient, most important Hindu place of worship, whether the basic rights to worship of the Hindu community should not also be respected if we are truly secular. Ladies and gentlemen, what is secularism? Secularism is zero appeasement. Secularism is ensuring that the sensitivities of every community, every religion are respected, and that sensitivities are not seen to belong only to people of one religion but to all. That is true secularism. And that is why we must say aloud, we want the Gyanvapi truth. We have a right to demand the Gyanvapi truth. We have a right to be vocal about the Gyanvapi truth. And therefore, let the survey continue. Let the survey, scientifically done, confirm if it indeed there is a temple near the western wall. Ladies and gentlemen, let the survey determine the Gyanvapi reality. Let the survey determine if there was a temple below the mosque complex. Let a survey ascertain why the Nandi statue faces the Gyanvapi mosque. Let the survey establish if a grand and ancient Kashi temple existed. Ladies and gentlemen, let the Kashi Khand of the Skanda Puran records be confirmed or denied, but let us not say that we will hide the truth. There will never be closure, and there cannot be closure if there is no survey. If we don't scientifically know if the rights of one side are backed by fact or not, then it will be seen to be fiction. And that will be most unfair to the Hindu community. The matter has been reserved for judgment till the 3rd of August. We await, we respect the courts, but we want the Gyanvapi truth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate.
After 2 days of marathon hearing, Allahabad High Court has reserved its order on a plea against the ASI survey of Gyanvapi till August 3rd.
हमने एंड में ये बोला था कि इस समय ऑनरेबल कोर्ट को कमीशन जारी करना चाहिए और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के ऑर्डर में कोई इन्फॉर्मिटी नहीं, कोई गलती नहीं है। माननीय न्यायालय ने आज दोनों पक्षों को सुनने के बाद इस मामले में अपना फैसला सुरक्षित रखा है और फैसला 3 अगस्त को सुनाया जाएगा।
One of the key factors in August 3 judgment would be the submission made last year as far as survey findings are concerned. Pictures that show relics that were found in Gyanvapi complex.
ये जो है यही हमारा मंदिर है आदि विशेषवर और इस पे गुंबद बना के इसको मस्जिद बताया जा रहा है। तो ये निश्चित तौर पे ऐसा ही सर्वे होगा तो ये चीजें निकल के आएंगी। अभी भी जो कमिश्नर के सर्वे में चीजें निकल के आई हैं। 8 नवंबर 1991 की फोटो आप देख रहे हैं, ये स्पष्ट है कि ये मंदिर है, ये मस्जिद जो है सीधे गुंबद है।
The Gyanvapi issue, like Ayodhya, has been surrounded by controversy and polarization.
अभी नीचे न्यायालय में 3 प्रतिवादियों के द्वारा अपना जवाब दावा भी नहीं प्रस्तुत किया गया है, इश्यूज नहीं फ्रेम हुए, डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस नहीं फाइल हुई। लिहाजा इस स्टेज पर साइंटिफिक सर्वे का ऑर्डर देना बिल्कुल इलीगल है और डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज ने जो आदेश पारित किया है वो टोटली विदाउट जुडिक्शन है।
A scientific survey will help put to rest many doubts surrounding the complex. Let's debate.
Excellent panel with us here in the studio. We have Kalimul Hafiz, well-known political analyst. Thank you, Kalimul ji. Tala Amir Rashidi, spokesperson of the Rashtriya Ulama Council. We have with us very well-known and respected Hindu scholar Sadhvi Jaya Bharti. And we have the chief lawyer of the Hindu side in the Gyanvapi case, the very respected and distinguished Harishankar Jain ji. Harishankar Jain ji, now abhi the court has said that after 3 days of hearing, it has reserved its verdict till the 3rd of August. But people are still opposed to the survey itself. Why should there be so much suspense about finding out the truth?
Actually, the Muslim side, they do not want the truth may come out. If survey takes place, so many things, the shivling, another shivling, the artifacts, and so number of Hindu motifs that will come out. And will prove to the hilt that actually it was a temple which was demolished and so-called mosque was constructed. And it can be proved only by survey, by SI survey, not by any oral evidence. And why they are opposing? Question is, why they are opposing? I said that is this is temple or this is mosque.
Why are they opposing?
Why they are opposing?
Are you saying they know the truth?
They know the truth. And then
they know there was a temple.
They know the truth more than us.
They know that it was a temple more than you.
Yes.
They don't want the scientific survey to reveal the truth.
Yes.
You are saying the Muslim side wants to hide the truth.
Hide the truth and real truth. They do not want.
Hide the truth.
Yes.
Why do they want to hide the truth?
Because there is Shivling, original Shivling, we say Jyotirling, that lies beneath the main dome.
You're saying they are not denying that there was a temple. They don't want it to be scientifically proven.
Sir, actually speaking, they are going both ways. Once they say, if it is proved that it was a temple legally or according to Quran, there can be no mosque. They said one side. When it comes to prove it, then they go, no, we will not prove it.
So, can I just take the other side out here? Kalimulji and Tala Rashidi. Insecurity किस चीज को लेकर है? Why are you insecure? If there has been a temple, then you should, if you are a truly secular person, say, we accept there is a temple. Let our Hindu brothers and sisters also worship their gods. Denying them that right is both cruel and unethical in my view.
देखिए, ये जो ज्ञानवापी का विवाद है, ये कोई नया नहीं है. ये ब्रिटिश पीरियड में भी 37 में भी आया था
जी,
तब भी ये डिसाइड हुआ और ये बाकायदा कोर्ट के थ्रू पता चला, बताया गया कि ये एक मस्जिद है. उसके बाद फिर 46 में भी आया हाई कोर्ट का डिसीजन. उसके बाद जब आज़ाद हिंदुस्तान हुआ तो बहुत सारे इस तरह के विवाद उठे. उसमें एक बाबरी मस्जिद और राम जन्मभूमि का भी विवाद था. तो जब देश की सरकार ने और ख़ास तौर से जो हमारे एल्डर्स थे, उन्होंने जब ये देखा कि इस तरह के विवादों का कोई ये तो अनएंडिंग है, तो उन्होंने बाकायदा 1991 में जो प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट बनाया और यही सोचकर बनाया कि इस तरह के विवादों को ख़त्म कर दिया जाए. सिर्फ राम जन्मभूमि और बाबरी मस्जिद को अलग रखा गया और उसी को बाकायदा बाबरी मस्जिद राम जन्मभूमि का जो फाइनल वर्डिक्ट था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसे कोर्ट भी किया कि ये जो एक्ट है ये इसका बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर का हिस्सा रहेगा. अब सवाल ये है कि जैसे ही आप उसको आप छेड़ते हो, सर्वे का जो अपोज कर रहे हैं,
की बात क्या है? छेड़ने की व्हाट डू यू मीन छेड़ना?
मस्जिद है.
छेड़ना क्या है? मतलब कि देखिए वहां पे एक नंदी की स्टैचू है वहां पे, है ना? वो तो हिंदू स्टैचू है, आप मानते हैं? आप मानते हैं कि नहीं मानते हैं? 1 minute. Can I just मैं I am asking you, is there a Nandi statue?
No, there's no statue.
Is there a Nandi statue?
There's no statue in the masjid.
This is the problem.
I have been to mosque.
This is the problem.
4-5 a year back.
I want to tell
I am challenging everyone on this panel sitting here. Has anyone visited the mosque? I have personally visited the mosque.
There is no Nandi
I have offered namaz there.
There is no Nandi statue.
Please try to understand the ground reality.
No, I'm asking you. One minute. Just
masjid premises. There is a Nandi statue in the Kashi Vishwanath temple nearby the masjid, but there is no.
So my as you know, the Nandi statue in the Vishweshwar temple complex is facing. Am I right? It is facing the Gyanvapi mosque's Qibla wall.
Yes.
If you know the way Hindu temples are constructed, please understand there is a sanctum sanctorum, and if the Nandi statue is facing in that direction, that means the sanctum sanctorum is archaeologically inside the current mosque complex. Am I right?
Exactly.
So ye jo sachai hai, this no, but can I get that view? See, if you don't even respect, if you don't even say, anyone who knows the structure of a Hindu temple will tell you where the Nandi statue is always placed. Would you like to throw light on that? Sadhvi Jayabharti, would you like to throw light?
Now it has become to be sanctum.
No.
From masjid premises, now the Nandi statue has gone.
I request you with folded hands to show sensitivity to the Hindu community, and please understand that the Kashi Vishwanath temple is mentioned in the Kashi Khand of the Skanda Puran, which describes the Kashi Vishwanath as the place where the light of Shiva shines the brightest. Please understand, I tell you with folded hands, the sensitivities of the Hindu community.
Please also understand
I request you.
Of the Muslim community.
I do, but can you
now I just want to answer.
Can you hear her? Can you hear her view? Hear her logic also. Thank you.
So by the virtue and the direction the debate is going, with all due respect, one thing that we are not trying to do is deny your place of worship in any way, disrespect it. So there's no point I'm disrespecting your sentiments. One. Another thing is that you say there was no Nandi inside the your mosque segment or the premises. You know, and by the way Arnab explained that in Hindu temples the Nandi is always facing towards the Shivling because because Lord Shiva is the master and he looks up to him for everything. And the way, you know, if you look at the whole thing, I'm not even going for the ASI survey at the moment. I'm not even going what they're debating. I'm just going by the records of the Mughal era about the Fatwa-e-Alamgir and the Masir-e-Alamgir. These are two documents of the Mughal era kept by Saki Mustad Khan, who was the record person who was recording the orders given by Aurangzeb and who was recording the orders executed under, you know, in the same time. And those records reveal that in September 1669, though the Kashi Vishwanath temple was demolished, and even on the, you know, this the Gumbad was made on the, we call it the shikhar of the temple, right? So they did not even, you cannot see in which temple would you find the motifs and religious symbols of a Hindu faith. You are denying it as a, you know, something which is seen by naked eye, which can be reasoned by, please let me, which can be reasoned by the plain thing. And you know, your historic records and the same records were translated by Sir Jadunath Sarkar, which are right now recorded in the Asiatic Society of Calcutta, which says that Aurangzeb, according to his own records, he ordered and the temple was demolished and a mosque was built on the remnants. And you are denying it, your own records. You know, I'm not blaming particularly you went and you demolished my temple, but you're protecting that an invader who came, who plundered, who, you know, who like razed my temple, and you're denying that very fact which he himself admitted, yes I did, and he took great pride in it. And you are still, you know,
just a minute. That farman has been kept by Arkai Bikaner.
ये सारी चीजें हैं मतलब
ऑन रिकॉर्ड है और औरंगजेब का अपना रिकॉर्ड है।
क्या 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 आप बोल रहे हैं? एक तो उसके बाद
बीकानेर आर्काई में जो औरंगजेब का फरमान है मथुरा और काशी मंदिर तोड़ने का, वो वहाँ रखा हुआ है, आज भी रखा हुआ है, और उसको हम लोग कोर्ट में प्रूफ करेंगे फरमान को।
इसी तरह की आप आज भी दलील
जो फरमान आपके हिसाब से है आप उसे रखे हुए हैं, आप उसे प्रूफ करेंगे। दूसरी बात,
आपके पहले सवाल को एविडेंस भी है वो झूठ है, बट एनीथिंग दे डिबेट एज अ पॉइंट इज अ फैक्ट।
आई हर्ड यू, लेट मी रिस्पोंड।
प्लीज गो अहेड।
देयर वाज दिस फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन अबाउट ज्ञानवापी। सही है, साइंटिफिक सर्वे होना चाहिए, सब कुछ। मैं बस इतना कहना चाहता हूं कि अगर आप साइंटिफिक सर्वे करना
प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट वाली बात ना कहें, वो गलत बात।
प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट,
क्योंकि आप यू आर रॉन्ग ऑन दैट।
Arnab, let him say, I'll rebut him on that also. I'll rebut him on the same fact. I'll do it.
मेरा पॉइंट पूरा हो जाने दीजिए।
Okay, let him complete.
ये दिस केस विल सिंपली ओपन अ पंडोरास बॉक्स।
ये आर्गुमेंट,
अरे मेरी बात तो पूरी हो जाने दें, 20 सेकंड दीजिए, लेट मी रिस्पॉन्ड, फिर आप रिबट कीजिएगा। अगर आप ये करते हैं, साइंटिफिक सर्वे आप ज्ञानवापी का करना चाहते हैं, मैं आपके सारे वो फैक्ट्स को बिलीव कर लेता हूं। अगर आप करना चाहते हैं तो अभी स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य ने एक बयान दिया कि सैकड़ों बौद्ध मंदिर तोड़ के हिंदू टेंपल्स बनाए गए थे, उनका भी साइंटिफिक सर्वे कीजिए। हरियाणा में आपको बहुत से मॉस्क ऐसे मिल जाएंगे जहां पे है मॉस्क, पूरे तौर पे पूरा स्ट्रक्चर मॉस्क का, पर वहां पे हिंदू रीति रिवाज की पूजा और वो हो रही है। पंजाब में आपको मिल जाएंगे, उनका भी साइंटिफिक सर्वे कीजिए। वो उसको आप खोलिए। कहा उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार के रघुराज सिंह ने 4 लाख ऐसी मंदिरें हैं जो तोड़ दी गई, हम सब वापस लेंगे। तो ठीक है, 4 लाख मंदिरें वापस ले, फिर देश का संविधान, देश बचेगा, देश रह जाएगा, देश सिविल लॉ के साथ। देखिए आप ये बताइए कि प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट किस लिए आया था?
दूसरों की बात सुने। हरिशंकर जी कुछ कह रहे हैं।
बात ये हुआ कि जो मंदिर टूट गई और जो अन्याय हो गया वो बराबर देखते रहे और अन्याय परपेचुएट करेगा।
सर सब मस्जिद भी तोड़ी गई, बौद्ध टेंपल भी तोड़े गए, भी तोड़े गए।
कहाँ तोड़े?
किसने तोड़े? किसने तोड़े?
मैं अभी बोलूंगा तो भावनाएं हर्ट हो जाएंगी, मैं बोलूंगा तो भावनाएं हर्ट हो जाएंगी।
किसने तोड़े?
स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य ने एक बयान दिया, वो भाजपा के साथ भी
बयान छोड़िए, अब किसने तोड़े मंदिर?
मैं अभी नाम लूंगा तो भावनाएं हर्ट हो जाएंगी ना, मैं मंदिर कोट कर सकता हूँ, भावनाएं हर्ट हो जाएंगी।
आपके पास जब तथ्य नहीं, आप भावनाएं बहुत अच्छे से हर्ट कर लेते हैं,
पब्लिक डोमेन में है, किसने तोड़ी, कौन सी मंदिर को तोड़ी, बहुत टेम्पल्स किसने तोड़ी, आप मस्जिदें किसने तोड़ी, बाबरी मस्जिद किसने शहीद की, वो भी मस्जिद थी, किसने तोड़ी, क्यों हिसाब,
वो भी टेम्पल पे बनी थी,
देखिए एक मिनट तलाजी एक मिनट
शांति
तलाजी यू आर आप ये कह रहे हैं कि पेंडोरास बॉक्स, तो मैं ये सुन रहा हूँ कई दिनों से कि इन सब चीजों को छोड़ दीजिए। आर्ग्यूमेंट ये नहीं है, सी साध्वी जी, आर्ग्यूमेंट ये नहीं है कि मंदिर नहीं थी, आर्ग्यूमेंट ये है कि मंदिर थी भी तो क्या हुआ? अभी उस बात को छोड़ दीजिए, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, आगे चलिए। और मैं इस पर्सपेक्टिव को डिफेंड करने के लिए आप कहते हैं कि प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट में कहा गया है, मैं प्रूव कर दूंगा आज। इधर इस प्रोग्राम पर साध्वी जी की सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि किसी भी जगह के रिलीजियस कैरेक्टर को एसरटेन करना ये बार्ड या बैंड नहीं है अंडर सेक्शन 3 ऑफ प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट। आप गलत बोल रहे हैं मान्यवर, आप गलत बोल रहे हैं, आप गलत बोल रहे हैं। आई एम सेइंग टू यू तला, प्लीज आई रिक्वेस्ट यू विद फोल्डेड हैंड्स, द प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट लास्ट ईयर, मैं इस साल की बात, पिछले साल लास्ट ईयर सुप्रीम कोर्ट, आपने माइंडसेट रखा
प्ली किया है कोर्ट में सर, आप वकील केस में, आपको एसरटेन करवाना मंदिर थी।
मैं आई वांट टू से वन थिंग। साध्वी जी इनको ले आता हूं डिबेट पे। साध्वी जी टेल मी, साध्वी जी यू टेल मी,
मंदिर था कि नहीं?
साध्वी देखिए, स्पीकिंग ओवर मी मत करिए। 1992 तक वहां पे prayers were offered every day at Sringar Gauri, am I right or not?
Yes.
Every day. So then if prayers were continuing till 1992 at Sringar Gauri,
1993.
Up to November 1993. Yes. Then I want to know how Places of Worship Act is being violated. The argument which is being put, the argument put by the Muslim side is, don't open a Pandora's box. I want you to respond to that.
Pandora's box. Sir, if you have only taken a little a part of the portion, please, आप बोलिए।
लीगल बात बता रहा हूँ, मैं बीच से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ जी।
जस्टिस मुनीर ने अभी जजमेंट दिया है कमेटिया मैनेजमेंट अंजुमन इंतजामिया में, इसी केस में, कि यहाँ प्लेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट काशी में लागू नहीं होता है क्योंकि 93 से हिंदू पूजा हुई है।
वही तो बात
नजीर,
और वो जजमेंट अंडर
सुप्रीम कोर्ट की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बेंच ने अयोध्या वर्डिक्ट में अपील किया है प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट को।
आपने इसके आप समझ नहीं,
अच्छा मुझे बताइए, अगर नहीं होता, मेरा सवाल ये, अगर मुझे बोलने दीजिए, कलीमुल जी, अगर उसमें प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट इस पे अप्लाई नहीं होता तो फिर वो जो मेंटेनेबल जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है, वो क्यों पेंडिंग है? फिर कराइए ना क्लियर उसको आप। अभी तो मेंटेनेबल है ही नहीं। आज बाकायदा कोर्ट को आज सीजे ने सुना है उसमें।
ओके, आई वांट टू टेल यू समथिंग, आई वांट टू टेल, मैं इसको लीगल पॉइंट पे, प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट 1958, ओके, इसमें 1991, सॉरी 1991. नाउ दैट इज द प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट स्पेशल प्रोविजंस एक्ट 1991, जिसके बारे में आप बात कर रहे हैं। नाउ द फैक्ट इज सेक्शन 4(3) ऑफ प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट exempts archaeological sites covered by the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. एक मिनट, आप इसको इन आइसोलेशन मत देखिए। यू हैव टू स्टडी द एंशिएंट मॉन्यूमेंट्स एंड आर्कियोलॉजिकल साइट्स एंड रिमेन्स एक्ट ऑफ 1958 एंड ज्ञानवापी। कलीमुल जी, आपको पता है ज्ञानवापी कितने सदियों पुरानी मंदिर है ना? It goes back. मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ, don't you? I am कलीमुल जी, I am shocked. कलीमुल जी, understand. कलीमुल जी, let me explain the point. कलीमुल जी, will you listen to me? See, Gyanvapi, in matters of jurisdiction of the court, will fall under this category, which is under the 1958 Act.
No.
Because one minute, let me explain. You can't just say no. No, 1 minute. There is some, 1 minute. There'll be carbon dating, They'll be testing. Allow me to, Kalimulji, I think you should allow me to complete my sentence. The historical evidence dates back a millennium, okay, which is much more than the 100-year minimum existence criteria which is under the 1958 Act. Now the second question is, why invoked an act when the petition to restart prayers to conversion? Please understand, I am not saying, nobody is saying change the character of the area. The prayer is restart prayers. Nobody is saying break the mosque. The people are only saying restart the prayers. One minute. The plea before the court is for securing prayer rights. That is not a violation of the Places of Worship Act.
मैंने आपको इसलिए बताया 37 में भी ये केस किया है और 37 के भी दीन मोहम्मद वर्सेस स्टेट के जो केस में डिसाइड हुआ कि वो मस्जिद है और वहाँ नमाज हो रही है, फिर उसके बाद 46 में भी हाई कोर्ट का डिसीजन आया कि वहाँ नमाज हो रही है, यानी कि बिफोर
You don't understand that Gyanvapi case is linked to Hindu sentiments. Do Hindu sentiments matter to you?
It is equal to us also.
Do Hindu sentiments matter?
तो क्या आप क्या समझते हैं? Muslim sentiments के कोई वैल्यू नहीं.
But then if there is a possibility,
Muslim sentiments matter करते हैं आपको कि नहीं?
Okay, can I ask? If there is a possibility of a holy Hindu site within the Gyanvapi complex, there is no demand for destruction of any structure. It is about the eventual right to pray. Let me tell you. Tala, let me tell you.
Exactly.
Can I? I have always believed in the right to pray. And it is my consistent view. In Sabrimala, in Shani Shignapur, in the Haji Ali case, I fought for the right to pray of women. I believe in the right to pray. I believe in the eventual fundamental right to pray. If you are talking about freedom of religion, then within the freedom of religion is the right to pray. And what the Hindu side is asking for is the right to pray. I think that when people say, like Akhilesh says, Hindus can worship anywhere, put a stone anywhere, पत्थर लगा दीजिए, लाल फ्लैग लगा दीजिए, पीपल पेड़ के नीचे वो मंदिर बन जाती है. अखिलेश यादव ने कहा था. तो मुझे लगता है that is denigrating and mocking my Hindu faith. I feel bad about it. And I feel that's wrong.
What about what about the Muslim sentiment?
Can I come on this?
क्योंकि आप इतने बड़े एंकर हैं, सिर्फ ऐसा तो है नहीं कि सिर्फ एक कम्युनिटी के लिए आप एंकर, आपके लिए दोनों कम्युनिटी बराबर हैं. तो मुस्लिम सेंटिमेंट्स के बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है? वो देश को बताएं.
So my view is very clear on this. See, Kalimulji, there was a verdict in the Babri case. My view, the morning before and the morning after that case was, whatever the court decides, I will go by. I believe eventually in the right of the law. So I am saying here, if the Allahabad High Court says on the 3rd that ispe scientific survey karne dijiye and go by the findings of the survey, then let it be, no? I will go by the court.
कोर्ट से जाएंगे ना? ये अभी जो पहले कार्बन डेटिंग पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट से स्टे हुआ, सेम चीज थी ये. अब फिर ये वाया बटेंडा.
First of all, I'll return the honor. आप इतने बड़े पॉलिटिकल एनालिस्ट हैं, आपको एक स्टे और एक ऑर्डर के बारे में डिफरेंस आपको पता नहीं है. A stay is not a verdict. So please don't try to quote a stay like a verdict. It's not a verdict. A stay is not a conviction or an order. She wants to respond to you. I want her to respond to you. Now I want.
Already district court ने order.
I want her to.
High court ने order किया. आखिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्यों उसको stay किया?
Let her respond. She wants to say.
I am putting my point here. One thing that you said that, you know, the basic question is why the denial of the ASI survey?
Yes.
Why? Because if, you know, you're so confident everything is okay, there's nothing about, you know, you never demolished a mandir. One thing that you say that, you know, this particular part was not a part of mosque, it is Kashi Vishwanath temple. Arey, you actually demolished the Kashi Vishwanath temple is huge. You demolished a part, the main sanctum sanctorum. You literally build a gumbad over a over a shikhar, and then you say that this is not inside the temple. Please,
आपके पास कोई सबूत नहीं है, कोर्ट में भी नहीं दे पाए सबूत. उस सबूत को हासिल करने के लिए तो ये सर्वे करवा रहे हो, जबकि
बात कर लें सर. अगर मैं नहीं कोर्ट में चल रही है बात में, कोर्ट में बात खत्म नहीं होगी सर. आप बात कर रहे हैं वो बात पूरी होगी. There is no. You have no patience to. अभी आप दोनों इतने देर से बोल रहे थे, मैं बिल्कुल चुप बैठी थी कि that you have your say.
जी जी, लेकिन आप जो बोल रही हैं वो आज बोला गया कोर्ट में, और कोर्ट ने बाकायदा पूछा उनसे। जी हाँ, कोर्ट ने पूछा कि आपके पास एविडेंस नहीं है, तो बोले सर एविडेंस के लिए ही हमें सर्वे कराना है, तब उन्होंने बाकायदा जजमेंट की कॉपी दी कि ये
ऐसे ही जैसे आप अभी कोर्ट के लिए सब्र कर रहे हैं, मेरी बात पूरी होने तक का सब्र कर लेते।
बिल्कुल सब्र कर लेते हैं।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। And I'm saying that when they only bring this, this almost, I think, rigged logic of, this particular act of the Places of Worship Act, one thing that they say that, it also have a caveat, every temple which is ancient is also of the historic importance and is a monument. And if it also entails a demolition of a historic monument when you are doing, and that's what the court is trying to establish. And just because that will be established by the court, they will not be able to answer all the question, and therefore the Pandora's box. So it's better confuse and distort rather than going in a linear line of discussion.
Madam, you are confusing.
Wow. Because you can't answer a question. Obviously, it's
because the same argument.
You are not going in a linear discussion. You want to confuse and disrupt the whole thing when it doesn't
I'm asking you. When I see these pictures.
अच्छा मुझे
when I allow me, Kalimul जी, one minute. Kalimul
जी, करा क्यों रहे हैं? वो जो एविडेंस उनके पास नहीं है, उस एविडेंस को पाने के लिए सर्वे कर रहे हैं।
Kalimul जी, can I just?
आप गलत कह रहे हैं। ये आपके ऑब्जेक्शन को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए कर रहे हैं। एविडेंस तो ऑलरेडी काफी है जो आप नहीं मान रहे हैं।
Let me explain to you. The Honorable Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, Mr. Diwakar, has heard the petition against the survey of Gyanvapi by the Archaeological Survey of India. First of all, the survey is not being carried out by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. The survey is being carried out by Archaeological Survey of India.
Yes.
We must respect it. It's scientific. You can't say this is illegal. Whatever comes out in the videography survey will be upheld by the courts. You can't say that I will accept it if it says it is not a shivling, it is not a temple. And I will not accept it if it says that there is enough proof. The Anjuman Mosque Committee, which had asked for removing the previous court commissioner calling him biased, they have to tell me, will you accept the findings of an Archaeological Survey of India survey? अगर आप अभी बोलेंगे कि ASI is anti-Muslim or pro-Hindu,
no,
you're not going to say that. So you can't blame the surveyors. Let the survey work go on.
We are not blaming the surveyors.
Let the survey. What is the hurry?
The process of it. That's why you're fighting. That's why you're not letting it happen.
You said, what is the hurry?
We are not even debating it. The motion that you bought is that you don't want the survey to be committed.
Listen, he says, what is the hurry? You debate with her.
फ्राइडे के दिन मैम, फ्राइडे के दिन वाराणसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट ऑर्डर करती है कि एसआई का सर्वे होना चाहिए। ठीक है, आप वकील साहब सीनियर वकील बैठे हुए, सैटरडे को कोर्ट बंद रहती है, संडे को कोर्ट बंद रहती है। सर्टिफाइड ऑर्डर की कॉपी एसआई को पहुंची नहीं। दिल्ली की टीम मंडे की सुबह बिना ऑर्डर के, सर्टिफाइड ऑर्डर के, इनको कोई सर्टिफाइड ऑर्डर नहीं देता, नहीं होता। वहां बुलडोजर जब चलाए जाते हैं तो बुलडोजर की अथॉरिटी कह रही है कि भाई सर्टिफाइड ऑर्डर लाओ, लेट मी कंप्लीट सर, तब मैं रोकूंगी।
टेक्निकलिटीज पे जा रहे हैं।
टेक्निकल नहीं, आप जो कह रहे हैं ना कि भरोसा की
हरिशंकर जी काउंटर करें। नहीं, इस वेरी
सैटरडे संडे ऑफ है, सुबह पहुंच गई सर्वे करने, व्हाट इज द हरी?
इतनी लीगलिटी नहीं होती।
आप उसके बाद
he knows the case, he knows the case.
चिल्ला नहीं सकता मैं।
वो चिल्ला, तला I don't।
मेरे बात करने का चिल्लाने का नहीं हूँ। देखिए ऐसा है, योर काउंसिल फाइल एन एप्लीकेशन मेड ए मेंशन इन कोर्ट एट 10:30 with the copy of the order he got. Why SI cannot get? And
let him complete, please.
He filed the copy of order before the court at 10:30
on which day?
On 24th. On 24th.
On Monday.
On Monday.
On Monday.
On Monday.
That's the issue.
तो भाई एक मिनट, just a minute. They said,
that means he is in the possession before that, no?
Before that.
That's what he is saying.
On ground है, SI पे on ground की क्या? दिल्ली की टीम मंडे सुबह पहुंच जाती है, बिना बुलाए पहुंच जाती है।
पहले बात सुनिए।
लेकिन जो आर्गुमेंट आप लोग यहाँ दे रहे हैं वो कोर्ट में क्यों नहीं?
मिस्टर अर्नब, kindly give me two.
No, let me tell you. I think it is wrong to say this. Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, who is the advocate for the caveators on his side, has submitted that inside the Gyanvapi premises, Sanskrit shloks, right, very, very old Jyotirlings, Hindu artifacts have all been there. That is not for you to decide.
I have
No, I can't go by your word. I will go by the court.
Go by the word.
I will go by the You're speaking for me. I will go by the Archaeological Survey of India. I won't go by you.
तो आर्कियोलॉजी क्या दिया हमने?
So let the survey happen.
मुस्लिम पक्ष ने ये दिया है।
Will you accept the order on the third? आप accept करें?
बयानात को पढ़ रहे हैं, मुस्लिम पक्ष ने ये बोला है कि औरंगजेब बहुत अच्छे थे। मुस्लिम पक्ष ने ये बोला कि औरंगजेब ने मस्जिद नहीं गिराई। मुस्लिम पक्ष ने कोर्ट में दिया है कि औरंगजेब ने मस्जिद नहीं गिराई। औरंगजेब ने कोई
औरंगजेब के अपने रिकॉर्ड हैं।
ज्ञानवापी वहाँ पर मस्जिद है, मस्जिद रहेगी इंशाअल्लाह।
बोलने की हद होती है, झूठ बोलने की हद होती है।
नहीं करेंगे आप, हिंदू पक्ष को कोर्ट करेंगे जो उन्होंने कोर्ट का झूठ किया।
ये झूठ
आपने एक स्टोरी बताई कि उन्होंने गिराई, हम एक स्टोरी बता रहे हैं उन्होंने नहीं गिराई।
एक मिनट, आपने कहा आप जो बोल रहे हैं मैं वो भी स्टोरी, मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वो भी स्टोरी, ठीक। अगर ये स्टोरी और आप कह रहे हैं कि अंदर जो हम बोल रहे हैं ना वहाँ पर मूर्तियां हैं, ना वहाँ पर श्लोक है, ना वहाँ पर हिंदू मोटिव,
मैंने खुद देखा है।
बोलने दीजिए, है ना, ठीक है। तो अगर वहाँ पे है ही नहीं तो कुछ सिद्ध होगा ही नहीं ASI से। Why fret over? Let it happen. क्यों दिक्कत है? Why fret over it? Let it happen.
However, the question is, and I'll close with this. The Allahabad High Court will give its order. Will give it.
हम दोनों में से एक ही स्टोरी सिद्ध हो जाएगी।
I'm saying that don't believe Tala Amir Rashidi, Kalimullah Hafiz, Sadhvi Jayabharti, Harishankar Jain. But believe the Allahabad High Court. It will give an order on the 3rd of July. Don't attack the court. We want the Gyanvapi truth. I'm taking a 30-second break and then back with my third debate on how freebies are falling apart.
The I.N.D.I.A MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B School Survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today. To apply, visit amity.edu.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the Karnataka government has scraped through their entire budget to ensure the 5 guarantees of the 5 freebies that they promised are delivered upon. They were patting themselves on the back for it, but now they have cash for nothing else. The reality is there is very little money for key ministerial departments, for salaries of those not protected by freebies are going unpaid. It is complete chaos. If this is not a freebie flop, then what is? Take a look and then we debate.
They came to power riding on freebies.
1-2 घंटे में कर्नाटक की नई सरकार की पहली कैबिनेट मीटिंग होगी। उस कैबिनेट मीटिंग में ये 5 हमारे जो वायदे हैं ये कानून बन जाएंगे। जो हम कहते हैं हम कर दिखाते हैं।
They now admit that the state coffers are running dry because of freebies.
ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಟೈಮು ಭಾಳ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಾಪ ಭಾಳ ಆಸೆರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈ ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನನ್ನ ಇಲಾಖೆಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ಶಾಸಕರು 10 ಕೋಟಿ 100 ಕೋಟಿ 200 ಕೋಟಿ 300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ 300 ಕೋಟಿ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೊಸ್ದಾಗಿ ಗೆದ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಜನರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಟೂರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮಳೆಗಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಮಳೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ.
The 5 guarantees that Congress promised has cost the exchequer over 66,000 crore rupees. And as a result, Congress, while promising free food grains, has no money for irrigation department to help farmers who are distressed. They have announced free rides for women, but these rides have to be on pothole-riddled roads as there are no funds to repair them. They are giving free electricity while the Water Resources Department is going dry.
He has told the correct position, financial position of the state. That's what we are telling. that there is no funds for the development of the state, and state will suffer at least 2 years without any development. And 2 years of non-development of any state will take the state 10 years back.
Has strategy to put freebies above development backfired? Let's debate.
And viewers, I have always been anti-freebie, and I believe that nothing is free, which is also my hashtag tonight. And Chandan Gowda, I begin with you. When DK Shivakumar says we can't give development this year, we don't have money for development. I can't give in irrigation. When there is no money given for establishing a human body organ transplant unit, when there is no money to develop Bellary into a hub of jeans industries, when there is no money to promote industry, to promote manufacturing, for water resources, for you are giving subsidized electricity, but there is no money for electricity meters. I think it's time to admit that things are going horribly wrong. Professor Gowda, what do you think, sir?
Arnab, just to clarify the Deputy Chief Minister's comment, what he said was, we have no money to support large projects in individual MLA constituencies, so hold on for a year. But if you look at the budget allocations, Bangalore gets like 40,000 crores. And the entire budget for the 5 schemes is not 66,000 crores, but it's actually 50 or even 45. And which is like roughly 10% of the overall budget, Arnab. The overall budget is 3.27 lakh crore. So the welfare measures in themselves are not really bleeding anything. All that the Deputy CM tried to clarify was, please hold on for a few months, for a year. We can't support individually requested large projects.
But I go back to the essential issue. The way I look at it, Professor Gowda, is that, and I would like Madhu Rao to come in, the way I look at it is that the freebies have taken away a significant part of the state's corpus. And the Deputy Chief Minister is compelled to come and say, hold on for major development projects. Now, I think there is a question of priority. Many of these development projects are also basic. They are not luxuries. Madhu Rao.
Arnab, good evening. I think all that I can say is this. When Modi ji is thinking about a $5 trillion economy and we are going towards it, here is a government, Tughlaq Sarkar, which is onto freebie culture. And I just want to say one thing. It reminds me of wanton populism, and I just want to quote a person what he told. When you cannot afford something you are promising, you're only cheating people.
Abdul Razak's audio.
You are into freebie spree. Without making any financial backup plans, the economy was bound to get doomed. In the name of zero bill, government is coming towards bankruptcy. Not only will this scheme collapse, it will also lead to collapse to the entire economy of the state, but also he warned. You know who told this? It is none other than the Punjab Congress chief, Amrinder Singh Waring Raja told AAP government, we are asking the same thing to the Congress government in Karnataka. What are you up to? What are you up to? What are you doing? Have you seen the finances? And look at the brazenness of this government. They told arrogant to the AAP government in Punjab. We are also telling the same thing to this government. You are arrogant. Why are we saying this? We had a surplus budget of revenue surplus of 402 crores and you have brought us to a revenue deficit of 16,200 crores.
No,
what is this government doing?
Also, let me give you a sense, Madhu Rao. I want to give a sense, Madhu Rao, to the viewers, Tanveer, of the situation in Karnataka. That even 7 crore rupees that were kept for buying shoes and socks for school-going children, even these budgets are reportedly being cut down. 91,000 crore rupees of energy department is still to be paid back. You are saying I will give free power, but there is no money for electricity meters. Tanveer, it's not a joke anymore. It's not a joke anymore. Someone needs to answer. At one point, You can't say, okay, for 1 year, don't expect development. How can it happen? For 1 year, one of the most significant states of the country will not have development. Tanveer, is this what people have voted for?
No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. Let us really analyze what D.K. Shivakumar has said. D.K. Shivakumar, I don't think he really said that there is no budget for development. D.K. Shivakumar said that there is no budget for surplus things which the honorable MLAs are asking. But if at all you see, you can't really call them as freebies. They are welfare schemes.
What is surplus? Are socks and shoes surplus? Are socks and shoes surplus?
Let me come. I.N.D.I.A is definitely needed. The Stree Shakti definitely needed. Graha Jyoti definitely needed. I mean, these are not freebies. Actually, the gentleman who was sitting out there from BJP, who came and really quoted a lot of people, actually this country
ambulance drivers and nurses are not being paid salaries. Is that surplus?
Arnab, let's differentiate between the welfare scheme and a freebie to win the election. Arnab, I think the viewers must understand.
Tanveer Audio and Anil Shetty versus Tanveer. Anil Shetty.
Arnab, I would like to differ on Tanveer's view.
Louder, Anil.
Don't call this. Arnab, I would like to differ on the Tanveer's view on freebie and welfare scheme. These two are two different things. Welfare scheme has a social justice angle to it, and the freebies have only one agenda: to win the election. Congress, which I like to call it as conman government, it's not a Congress government, it's a conman government. The Karnataka government is not a Congress government, it's a conman government. And they have committed the fraud on the people of Karnataka.
Arnab, I want to make...
And Dasra, I mean, didn't you?
Arnab, may I make a point?
So who determines what is surplus, Tanveer? Who determines who should get benefits? What about state government employees? What about taxpayers?
But right now we need to really determine what was corruption. The 40% commission government has absolutely...
Arnab, I will tell you something about 40%. Arnab, I will tell you something about 40%.
D.K. Shivakumar said, which was
the very same.
Madhurao, Anil, let Madhurao come in.
Arnab, this was the very same Congress party who told 40% of 3 lakh crore is 1,20,000 crore. We will give you whole lot of amenities in 1,20,000 crore, and they do not have money to give even 100 grams of rice. This is the government we are looking at. They should be ashamed of themselves. And look at this scenario now. They have now borrowed 85,000 crores. 85,000 crores, and they have a revenue deficit of 16,200 crores. Is it not a shameful thing for a person who has been giving budget for 14 times? I mean, quantum of giving number of budgets doesn't determine the quality. For sure, this is what is happening in Karnataka. And I am not telling Arnab, 30 legislators.
Karnataka people are not being fooled. Karnataka people are not being fooled. Karnataka people are seeing a change. At least the Congress is honest. The Congress is honest. They are not fooling people in the name of a change. Sir, nowhere in the world can you get full stomach meal for 10 rupees. Please come to Karnataka. You can eat for
there is corruption. There was corruption in I.N.D.I.A scheme. Mr. Razak, you do not know. You were supporting some other party at that point of time. You are not in the Congress party that time.
But people of Karnataka are seeing a change. They are traveling for free. You know, children are taking education in far-off places because of free transport. Sir, please come to Karnataka.
Don't
in days to come, we will provide 50,000
Anil and Razak
facility. World's largest manufacturing facility.
Anil Shetty and Razak.
Telling me that Karnataka, which is the richest state in the country, one of the richest states in the country.
Anil.
Arnab, Karnataka's GDP estimated 25 lakh crore, and the per capita income is 3,85,000 crore. Razak is saying that Karnataka people are begging for one meal a day. Are you telling me that people of Karnataka are poor? We are one of the richest states. According to the RITI, 22% of the people of the Karnataka are below the thing. And by the way, what Razak is saying, the students are happy because they are getting a free bus. Let me tell you, they have not increased the bus. The condition, pathetic condition, how they handled the entire free bus yojana. You ask the people, they tell you how difficult it is to get a bus because they have not increased the capacity. They only said whoever is coming, the women who are coming, they'll get free. And it actually caused trouble for the school-going children. And let me tell you, Mr. Razak, that this government, the D.K. Shivkumar, he explicitly said there is no money for the development. I tell you who is going to suffer. I'm the resident of Bangalore city, which contributes to 60% of the Karnataka GDP. All that Bangalore city needs is a development. If Bangalore city is not able to develop, I tell you, this government is killing the golden goose. And if Bangalore people, Bangalore people, what do we want? We want good infrastructure. We want skilled employees and the people who want to invest in this city, which is the richest city in the country, with a $10,000 per capita income. Are you telling me that the people of Karnataka are so poor that they want this freebie?
You're not talking about people who are living in Belgaum, people who are living the other places who definitely need food. Karnataka, you're talking about your rich and famous people who are living in Bangalore. What about
only 22% of the Karnataka population are below poverty line. I tell you one more thing. 30,000 crore. And when Bommai-led BJP government was in power, we were spending 30,000 crore on welfare schemes. Who are benefiting? 45 lakh farmers and the SCs who are staying in the rural part of Karnataka were benefiting from the 30,000 crore welfare scheme. Now you have added 52,000 crore into a freebie. Total 82,000 crore.
You see, as of now, Karnataka has been a leader in national development indices. Do we want a situation, Professor Gowda, following the remark made by the Deputy Chief Minister, where Karnataka falls back, where the people of Karnataka are told, hold on, we have freebie priorities, we can't focus on important development projects, wait for 1 year or two. Is that not going to be very expensive for the state overall, Professor Gowda? This was not the pre-election promise, certainly.
Are very much part of the development enterprise. I don't see them as outside of development work. Again, to just repeat what D.K. Shivkumar said, he only said to all these MLAs, hold on to your demands for large-sized projects because our first priority is the promises we have made to do these welfare schemes. And I think the welfare schemes have gone down very well. And like you said, there may be teething problems. It's only 2 months since they've started. If you don't have a proper evaluation of those schemes, whether they've succeeded or failed, we need to wait at least an hour, at least a year with full data about the performance. But as I see it, the previous government, I believe, has run up an expense of 2.5 lakh crores on various projects, excess tenders, etc., which the government is committed to honoring. I don't know the full details, but that's an additional burden, but they're going on. If you look at the budget for the metro train, it's 30,000 crores.
Well, did the Congress not know the economic reality before they made the promises in their manifesto?
Arnab, the rains have come. The rain relief has been distributed already to all the affected districts. I think they're trying. See, I'm not defending everything that they're doing, but I'm only saying we should give them a little more time to settle down and see what really is happening with the schemes they're pushing for. Because I think they will actually enhance development in a very important way.
But picture is not rosy, Professor Gowda, right now. Madhu wants to come back. Picture is not rosy. Picture is not as rosy as Congress made it look before the results. Yeah.
Arnab, this is a government. May I come in, please? Arnab, this is a government who told within 24 hours of we coming, we will give you a bounty. They're incapable of giving even 100 grams of rice to the people. And one more thing, let me come to the statistics. GSDP of Karnataka in 2024 was 24 lakh crore, and in 2019 when we came, starting when the Congress ended, it is 19 lakh crore. The fiscal GDP ratio is 2.6 versus 2.73 what was there.
Okay, the debate continues, ladies and gentlemen, but I will only say as the debate continues and becomes hotter, it makes me more and more convinced every passing day that nothing, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely nothing is free. And see you tomorrow. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye. The issue in Manipur is very complex. The horror of the video in which the women are paraded naked and the gang rape on these women has shaken the entire nation. I call for unity in our national response. There are 36 terrorist groups in Manipur, all of them fully armed. The same people who are calling for greater army presence and central intervention now are the same people who won the powers of the army always curtailed. And now they say, send in the army. There is a Chinese angle. Hundreds, thousands of Chinese arms are entering Manipur. The Congress, which ensured decades of endless bloodshed in the northeast, has no right to lecture us today. If the opposition had been in power in Manipur, if Manipur would have been an opposition ruled state, the centre would have probably thought of imposing 365 by now. The centre and the state government have made a series of mistakes. They need to stop now. The situation in Manipur is complex. It is far from normal. There is a parallel insurgency problem. New videos appear daily that display the barbarity that is underway. The Chief Minister has failed. And I also said the only thing that can solve the present situation is an expression of unity externally and internally.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
हमने एंड में ये बोला था कि इस समय ऑनरेबल कोर्ट को कमीशन जारी करना चाहिए और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के ऑर्डर में कोई इन्फॉर्मिटी नहीं, कोई गलती नहीं है। माननीय न्यायालय ने आज दोनों पक्षों को सुनने के बाद इस मामले में अपना फैसला सुरक्षित रखा है और फैसला 3 अगस्त को सुनाया जाएगा।